But
by
you
that
were
time.
number 1 in 13, though. You're at the on top of the world in 2013.
Yeah, I'd still, I started doing arenas in 2007. And so here we are 17 years later. I'm still doing arenas. So when somebody says, oh, I don't know what he's doing now, I go, fucking 16,000 people still. So maybe I'm doing okay. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe I'm not on your mainstream media, but that they don't like what I say. You know, they're so scared. America's so scared of race that even if you talk about it in the only people who like, when I make a joke about, Armenians, Assyrians, or Persians or whatever, they all like it because they know that it's coming from a place of I acknowledge you and I know a little bit about you.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving like the dumb broad strokes, I'm giving you the inside throw a little bit of inside details so okay, he gets it, But the powers that be don't understand shit about the rest of the world. They're just so focused on we got to make sure nobody's feelings are hurt. Well, your feelings are going to get hurt in life, and they should get hurt in life. Otherwise, you're not going to understand pain properly.
When did you see that flip happening, where it was like sensitivity went higher?
It went higher 4
years ago, COVID, or was that prior
it definitely started just before COVID. I think what started with the Me Too stuff, and then it just spun out into the other stuff from there. And it's not getting better. It's become more commonplace now, so people don't pay attention to it as much. But it's always there, and it's annoying because it's unrealistic. It's about inclusion, but it's definitely not about inclusion. It's about being exclusively exclusive. You're not including everybody. If I say to you blah, blah, blah about me, and you have to accept that, and you don't, now I have to accept that you don't accept it. That's what inclusion is. We have now included ourselves together. You don't like what I'm saying, I don't like what you're saying, but we've accepted it, which means now it's inclusive. And when you get to the point where like, oh, you don't agree with me? You're done. Well, then it's not inclusive anymore. You're fucking being exclusive.
You think after the Brady roast, where everything was kind of on the table and
it was great,
right? Do you think that's kind of like bringing it back, or it's not fully back yet?
No, it's bringing it back. And here's the thing: it shows you that people are fed up with bullshit.
Right.
You cannot have this tiny percentage of the population control what the majority's doing. That's just not how society should work. And it doesn't mean that we should negate that tiny percent of the population, but they shouldn't have as much say as they should.
They do, though. I mean, they got a lot to say right now. Did you watch the Olympics opening?
I saw your part about it.
What'd you think about it?
I mean, it's for me, it's funny. I'm an atheist, so for me, it was funny. I'm like, that's good, that's funny. I guess you're taking a shot at that, and it's funny, But I don't understand what the Last Supper thing was about. Yeah. Because it has nothing to do with the Olympics. It has nothing to do with the Olympics. It has nothing to do with eating or anything. It has, it just, I don't understand what it's about.
How old are your kids?
13 and 5.
Are you okay if they see stuff like this? Like, look at the picture to the left. There's something hanging out of his shorts.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, that's nuts.
I don't know what that is. That's nuts. Yeah,
hey, I mean, where did they get the balls to put this on?
Right, seriously. But do you think as a comic, this is a part that you can give a different angle?
Again, I don't see how any of this has anything to do with the Olympics. Like, and if you look, there's one non-white face there, one black girl. That's it. So what are you trying to tell us? This is supposed to be the whole world, and you're not representing the whole world. You're not even representing part of the world at this point.
Did you?
It didn't outrage me or anything. It just kind of made me go, "Oh, it was a dumb decision."
But as an atheist yourself, you don't believe in God. You're an atheist, right? As an atheist, are you like, yeah, I don't give a shit if my kids see this?
I mean, if they see it and they have questions, it's different. But if they see it, like it's not going to register to them. But that's the problem now, is that they're subliminally putting things out there now so that it becomes normal place to you, and that's fine too. But it's up to you as a parent to steer them to where either where you want them to be or where you think they should be. And again, like, if your kid comes out and says something to you about blah, 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 you have to figure out, well, how am I going to deal with this? Because I'm going to die and this person's going to be left here with these confused emotions and confused feelings. My daughter, she's 13, going to be 14, but she's gone through all of this shit because of the stuff they see on the internet. At 11, she wanted to be a boy. I was like, baby, you're not a boy. You're not even remotely tomboy. You're very girlish.
You're joking.
No. At 11, she said she wanted to be a boy.
Does she live with you?
No, she lives with her mother. But she's with me a lot. But here's the
She
thing.
lives with Jennifer.
No, that's my son's mother. My daughter lives with her mother. I know. I called you a Kuskash, but really it's me.
Don't Google the meaning of it unless if you're running. Go ahead. Then you don't need to.
So my daughter at 11, because of all the confusion, 10, 11.
Yeah.
All the confusion that they're getting fed on the internet, said she wanted to be a boy. And then
She tells you this.
tells me this. And then I'm like, you're not, baby. I said, listen, if you were, I would say, yes, I understand. But I know you're not. And I don't know where you're getting this information from, but it's not good for you. I said, right now, you're doing basic math. You should be doing plus and minus. You're trying to do algebra. Wait till you get older. And if that algebra problem's still there, then we'll discuss it then. And then at 12, she says she's gay. No longer wants to be a boy. I'm like, great. This is great. She's gay. I'm good with that. Because the less penises, the better, as far as I'm concerned. And now she says she likes both. So, I think it's coming around where she's going to be straight by the end of it all. But the thing is, there's a stigma attached to being a straight human now. Like there's something wrong with you if you just tend to just drift towards vaginas or penises. You know what I mean? And it's a weird time for that.
Russell, let me ask you. So when she came up to you at 11, she wants to be a boy. Then she likes girls. Then she's bi. Now she's bi. By the end of it, you're thinking she's going to want boys. Okay, she's going through it. Are you and the mother on the same page while she was going through this, or are you guys on a different page?
No, we're working together on it. We work together well on it. However, there was things that happened during that time that I was like, why did you let that happen? Why would you encourage that? And I even told my daughter, these are not decisions that can be reversed, so we're not going to do that.
You told the mom, or you told her?
I told both of them.
And what did the mom?
She agreed with me on it
Okay.
all. But then, there was a time where I noticed my daughter was wearing a very tight bra, like a binding bra. And I was like, I said, do not let her wear that ever again. Because she's just a baby. She doesn't know what she's doing. And let her grow, and if she once cuts them off later, that's fine. But don't fight nature. You cannot fight nature.
Do you lose sleep over this? Does this bother you at all, or not really?
No, because I don't believe it.
You don't believe what?
What's going on? Like you talking about with my kids or in real life?
No, specifically
with my kids.
With your
no,
daughter.
it doesn't really. There's other things that keep me up at night from them, but not that stuff. No.
Really, it does.
Because I know it's not real. I know it's just hyperbole that she's hearing all day from the internet and all these weird. There's so many avenues that kids can get different information from now. Like my son's 5, and he's an amazingly sharp kid. He's very charming. He's very handsome, and he's very, very funny, and he's not shy at all. And but he says things now that I go, where the hell did you hear that? Like we were in New York literally the other day. I'm taking him through Central Park on one of those bicycle rides, me and him. And there's a horse and buggy coming up. And I go, hey, baby, look, a horse is coming up. And as we pass the horse, my son out of nowhere just goes, fucking sexy. I go, what? Where did you get that from?
5 years old.
5 years old. And I go, you could say sexy, but that other part, we're not saying that now. I mean, eventually you will. You're going to say it a lot, too. You're going to be worse than your father, probably. But right now, we're not saying that word. I don't want to make him feel weird about it and be like, don't do that. Like, where it's one of those things like, ooh, I got a little, I got a little ammo in my pocket and I know how to piss off dad,
Yeah.
I made it a little bit more like, no, we don't say that one, baby. Just the other half.
So yesterday, my kids are here, my 10-year-old and my 8-year-old, and they're going around. They find this little, what do you call this?
The stress ball?
Not the stress ball, the thing that says things when you squeeze it. Like, remember the staples back in the days, you would press it and it says, stop that, or whatever it is. So this one says bullshit, or whatever it says, right? I come home. I notice my 3-year-old daughter, she comes up to me, I'm hugging her to go to sleep. She says, Daddy, bullshit. I said, what'd you say? She says, bullshit. I said, babe, what? And then Jen's like, babe, she said bullshit. Then I realized she's playing with this thing that says bullshit, right? And some of the stuff that just kind of gets around. But sexy to a horse at 5 years old. That's interesting. Yeah. But it doesn't at all bother you that they're going through it and the influence of it is where it's not natural and they're just kind of trying to influence them to think this way, that even maybe the mother thinks it's okay to give that bra. That does nothing to you.
No, because I feel like it's my responsibility as a father to Listen, if that's the real situation for her, then I'm still going to ride with her. I'm still going to help her with this. I'm still going to be her dad. It's not. I even told my daughter when she said that stuff about wanting to be a boy, I said, I'm going to tell you this. You can be whatever you want to be, but don't be an asshole. I'm not going to raise an asshole. You can be whatever you want. You want to be a boy, you want to be a girl, you want to be a fucking monkey. I don't care. Just don't be an asshole. And I'll work with you. And I'll be your dad forever.
In these uncertain times, if there's anything we need people to believe the future looks bright. So if you've heard about me saying this mission to you, we're on a mission to get 1 million people to wear this gear. And this is what we're doing. If you buy one of these hats, there's a category of buying one hat, getting the second one free. If you haven't yet worn this gear publicly, go ahead and test it out. Buy some of the gear, wear it in public, and see how many people will stop by and say, you also watch Valuetainment? You also follow PBD Podcast? I do too. Place your order. Go to vtmerch.com, click on the link above or below, place your order, and represent the VT and the PBD Podcast gear.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.